Welcome to Owner Reviews. I'm Paul, and if you're looking for a used car at a good price that will haul all the family, the dogs, the stuff around, is this the best option? Let's find out. So James, your Kia Carens.
Yeah.
Which, how long have you had this for?
I've had this car, I think 8 years. So it was just under a year old when we bought it, and we were just about to have our third child. So we wanted something that would do everything, and it has done. It's done everything.
So you're 8 years in, and how many miles are you at on it now?
95,000 we've done with it. It's got 101 on the clock.
Wow.
And it's going fine. Absolutely fine, yeah.
What engine is this?
This is a 1.7 diesel. I think it's a common Hyundai Kia engine that went across lots of models around this generation. I don't know if it's still on the market, but it's been highly reliable for us. I got into a taxi recently and realised it was this. You see quite a few of them in some parts of the country, certainly in the northwest around Lancaster, Morecambe. There's loads of Carenses bobbing around, and they've all got 250,000 miles on, and the drivers are confident they'll get another 50 to 100,000 out of them. So yeah, I mean, look, this is one person's anecdotal review, but this car's been bulletproof.
Well, that's pretty good going, and over that time, over those 8 years and that 95,000 miles that you've done, talk me through some of the issues or the maintenance that you've had to do.
Routine servicing. And then, other than the typical tyres and exhausts and brakes at the usual intervals, we had one suspension shock absorber issue, which was fixed under warranty, under Kia's 7-year warranty, and they honoured it without any aggro at all.
Was that still within the 7 years?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, remember, this is 2016, so this is a 9-year-old car now, but it was in warranty until 18 months ago, which is ridiculous, isn't it?
Good warranty, that is.
It is when they honour it, and from my experience, they were great with it.
And so since then, out of warranty, but you're not worried, you feel like it's still going strong?
Well, I think we've already had a pound of flesh out of it.
Yeah.
And the longer it runs, the happier I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into Bangonomics territory with this car now. Every mile's a bonus. Look, you know, I would realistically like another 3 years out of it, 3 or 4 years. But considering that we've sort of raised little children into teenagers through this period with this car, and it's got the extra 2 seats in the back that pop up when there's friends and school visits and parties and things, it's just been so versatile. So yeah, it's been great.
This is one thing that I always struggle with, and I love the idea of just paying off a car and then just keeping it going and going and going, literally driving it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
do you feel like there's almost a part of a challenge now?
Oh, big time, yeah. You know, look, I'm an unfashionable middle-aged dad now, so I might as well have a car that fits. And in that respect, yeah, 100%. This car will carry on as long as it's economically worth doing. When it gets to the point that I think I'm going to have to spend X amount of money on this, and it's, do you know what I mean? It's as long as I've got faith in it, it'll keep running.
And where was this? I mean, obviously with it being quite old, I'd imagine it's a bit behind in terms of infotainment and tech, but where was that? Do you have Apple CarPlay?
Sure, no. I think the later versions of this, I think the 2017, 18, so the last couple of years before they stopped making it, they do have a CarPlay interface in them. This has got a Bluetooth connection and a screen with a sat nav on it. But so look, I stream everything through my phone now. Yeah. It does the job. It's okay.
Yeah, you can get by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the dual clutch automatic model. It's 7 gears, and it changes really nicely with that dual clutch system. This version has heated seats and heated steering wheel. The infotainment system really showing its age now, particularly this model, which is analog only, but it does have quite a decent sat nav built into it, and you can pair your phone and so on. Little screen here as well in the center console, which has the mileage on it. You can see we've just hit over 101,000 on that, and there's plenty more to go. I'm convinced there's plenty more. This is a middle-aged car as far as I'm concerned. And then your electric window controls, steering wheel controls here for the phone and things like that. Look, it's a 10-year-old car and it shows, but it's performed everything really well so far, and for me the big thing about this car is it's despite all the abuse and the lack of care, it's still solid.
just describe what generally you use this for and how it fits into your family life.
Yeah, day to day, this is the school run, these are commutes, but equally, this is quite a roomy little MPV, I guess might be the term for it. There's bags of room in the back, so it does all the family holidays, because our other car is an electric, which is brilliant for commuting and cheap miles day to day, but there's nothing worse than doing multiple charging stops on a long journey. You fill this up and it'll do 700 miles, and it'll get tents in the back, and it'll do everything. So from camping trips to family holidays to the commute. To me, I've done up some properties over the last few years, and this has had empty kitchens ripped out, old kitchens at the back of it, fridge freezers, washing machines. You know, it's been a scrap wagon.
I love it.
It's done it all, this car. So it's served as a kind of van, it's served as a commuter wagon, it's done all sorts.
Actually, that's a key point that you just mentioned also about sort of the MPV, which of course they've gone out of fashion and been replaced really mostly by SUVs now. But actually that design, that shape of an MPV, and you mentioned, you know, it's almost van-like at times, and it really is. I mean, the space in there is immense, isn't it?
It's been incredibly practical, and those rails mean that there's been roof bars on it, and so, you know, bikes go on top, boxes go on top, all sorts happen with it, and it's never let us down. What I love about this car is its sheer practicality and how much space we've had to play with as a family. From the extra seats at the back, there's 2 drop-down seats in there that you can get up to probably year 6, year 7. Once they start hitting high school, they're probably a little bit big for this, but you know, you can get a small adult in the back there, and then those seats go down. There's still a bit of boot space, and then these seats also go fully flat, so you can take these all the way. And you can see you've got a really nice long run through the car, even the passenger seat down. And we've moved all sorts of stuff in this car, quite big items over the years at times. Then of course it's all back up and it's ready for a family holiday, it's ready for commuting, various day trips. It's done it all, and it's handled it. These seats have wiped down nicely over the years. I think these standard ones aren't leather, but yeah, this leather's coped with lots of abuse pretty well. It's been really tough and durable. Little cigarette lighter for power at the back there, and some air vents. That's about as impressive as it gets at the back. Oh, and the kids always like these airline style seats with a cup holder.
That's a great idea. I don't know why more cars don't do that. It's such a good idea.
Korean innovation.
And in terms of driving it and comfort, how is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's comfortable. It gets us where we need to go. Is it a particular? I've never particularly disliked driving it, but I can't say I've taken it around corners and enjoyed it. It's not a driver's car. Yeah. It's not particularly fun to drive, but it's certainly reliable to drive, and it's very pleasant on long trips. We've done hours and hours in it on the length and breadth of the country, and it's comfortable.
Right, let's get James's ratings of the Kia Carens then. So, James, reliability out of 5, where would you put it?
This is getting a 5, it's never let me down.
Great, okay. Comfort?
It's probably a 4.
Space?
For what it is, it's probably a 5. I actually moved a friend of mine's entire world of belongings in 2 trips in this once, when he had a divorce. It's a lot of TARDIS.
Okay, and infotainment and tech?
It's probably a 3 if I'm honest, but it works. There's no DAB even in this. It's FMA, it's a purely analog receiver. But look, you know, who listens to the radio anymore?
There you go. An overall rating out of 5 for this car?
Considering how well this has served us over the years, can I do a half? Can I give it a 4.5?
Yeah.
Actually, if the extra half point for some sexiness, that's all it's lacking.
Okay, and as a recommendation, is this something that you would recommend to people if they were looking for a used car? I mean, I guess they stopped making this quite a few years ago, but you can still get them online, reasonable
and they
price.
seem to have held their value quite well online, particularly for the taxi industry, I think, some of the high mileage examples. But yeah, I mean, look, if you can find a well-maintained, well-looked after car that's going to run, it's certainly been good value motoring for us.
So that's what James thinks of his Kia Carens. Do you have one? And what do you think? How many miles have you managed to get out of yours? We would love to know in the comments below, and stay tuned for more owners' reviews coming very soon.